It's an absolute pleasure to be with you here today. I want to thank Adina for inviting me. I want to thank you for taking the time to listen to these amazing speakers. And it's been a learning experience for me, and it's a joy to be here before you. My name is Afam Onyema. I am the leader of the GEANCO Foundation. That's my great challenge and greater blessing to lead that organization. I'm going to tell you more about our mission and work in a little bit, but I want to provide some context for you. I recently finished the third volume of a wonderful biography on President Theodore Roosevelt. He lived such an amazing life. He did such big things in his life. He won a Nobel Peace Prize. He built the Panama Canal, started our national park system. But he got a lot of criticism, received a lot of criticism in his life because he dared to do these big things. And after his presidency, he gave a speech in response to all of those who had been hollering and sniping at him through the years. And in it, he said, "It is not the critic who counts. The credit belongs to the one who's actually in the arena." And as this event has been approaching, I've been thinking a lot about what President Roosevelt said. I've been thinking a lot about battling in arenas. Our world is in many ways broken and scarred. There are many good causes to support, and there are many arenas that call for our attention. Let me tell you just a little bit about our own arena. Most folks know very little bit about Nigeria, and that which they do know is almost overwhelmingly negative. I'm not going to blitz you with a lot of facts here today, but I do want to share a few with you. More women die in Nigeria than anywhere else on the planet except for India. There's 1 billion more people. More children die in Nigeria than anywhere else in the world except for India. Last year, 1 million children under 5 died in Nigeria. 1 million children died last year, died this year. 1 million more will die next year unless something is done. And they are dying mostly for stupid reasons tied directly to a lack of high-quality health care. Now, I know it's not enough just to tell you these stats and expect you to run under the GEANCO banner. You can justifiably say, well, this cause is important, this arena is important, but why should I join it with you? What is GEANCO all about? I can't, in the few minutes I have here, tell you everything about us. I can tell you that we have spent over a decade trying to build an organization that is honest enough and strong enough to fight both disease and doubt. We're a very small organization and we're growing, but we're honored to have the support of folks like Oscar winner Forrest Whitaker, Hall of Famers like Ronnie Lott and Warren Moon, Silicon Valley entrepreneurs and Wall Street millionaires. But I am just as excited about the support we get from kids having bake sales in their high schools in Indiana and Illinois, about teachers, about young Nigerian medical students, about those who do what they can when they can to support this cause. And I want to tell you now a little bit about the mission that we did last year. We took a medical team out to Nigeria to do total hip and knee replacements, some of the first of those surgeries done in that part of Africa's most populous country. And it was the second mission that we had done of this kind. And this is the first time that I was able to go on it. And I tell you, just to see a grandmother who had been confined to a wheelchair for 50 years have her first dance with her grandbaby is just a joy beyond description. And I want to show you the video. I run GEANCO out of LA, so I had some of my folks and friends from LA come and document it and put it together. And I want to show it to you as a simple but powerful example of the power of everyone. Doctors from Charlotte and Denver joining with nurses from Chicago, all working and training local doctors and professionals from Awka, Nigeria, and all of this funded and supported by men and women and boys and girls all over this country. It is only through that dynamic power of everyone that we're able to get the lame to rise up to their feet.
so many people who are dying. So many people are in need of treatment.
We got interviewed by the press here, and they asked us to compare the healthcare state of the United States versus the healthcare system here. And my answer was that I didn't see a healthcare system here.
When you look at the burden of disease here, that's just so much more than it is in the United States. In the United States, even if you're in the middle of like rural North Carolina, you can pick up your cell phone and call 911 and someone will come get you and give you help. And that does not exist in Nigeria.
The people of Nigeria need access to the same basic health care that we have. They have access to nothing.
There's just not a health care system for the indigenous people here. I feel like there's an upper class and then there's poverty here.
I had an awakening. People who are suffering and dying needlessly aren't some people on some late night infomercial, but are my cousins and aunts and uncles and friends of my father and my mother. We reached out to doctors in Charlotte, North Carolina, doctors in Denver, and staff in Chicago, and put together a great team. And we are here at Regina Chaley Hospital, a Catholic missionary hospital in Awka. And as I speak, the doctors are replacing hips and knees and really transforming lives.
Everybody was surprised. Then where they work, not getting tired. Dedication, they have really contributed a lot. We appreciate it much.
In this part of the country, coming for bone surgeries, we haven't heard of that before. I haven't heard of that before. So this is the first of its kind.
What happened? What is this bandage here for?
We were asked to assess this girl. She came in complaining of her right knee hurting. The right knee was bandaged, but when she pulled her skirt up, her left leg was so disformed from polio. It just took me away. I'm like, I would expect that her left leg would have been her issue, and it was her good leg.
You don't see that in the U.S. That kind of deformity early as a kid would have been picked up and sent to the right person.
Our major problem in Nigeria is the resources. We don't actually have the resources.
Well, first of all, you walk in the theater, which they call their operating room, and it's like, are you kidding?
You can't even imagine what crossing your T's and dotting your I's looks like in a place like this, because there is nothing here except lights and a table.
My father had told me about this dream of his, to build a world-class hospital back in Nigeria.
When we have the Augustine Memorial Hospital built, we'll be able to expand our services beyond just orthopedics and extend care to those who can really ill afford it.
The exciting part about being here at this future site of our hospital is that right now, on a medical mission, probably about 20 minutes away from here, but I can't wait for the day when doctors from Chicago and Los Angeles and New York are going to be packing up and getting their supplies and their equipment together and coming to medical missions here at Augustine Memorial Hospital. And that should be, God willing, only a few years from now.
As we were planning the Augustine Memorial Hospital, we felt that there's a need to begin to show that we can help those who really cannot afford to pay for certain medical procedures. The fact that we've been able to offer surgery to people who have been limping around for years, some of them have been limping for up to 12 years, and have just yesterday had their surgery done. I think that's the most gratifying thing I have seen.
It's more about a mission to develop and be a blessing to these people.
We're not saying we're going to be able to solve the problems of this country, but at least they should get the medical care that they deserve here. That's what GEANCO stands for. We are here to help you.
So that's the dream that we have, my father and our family and those who have become part of our GEANCO Foundation family. And the goal is to build this world-class hospital to attract some of the $900 million that Nigerians currently spend on healthcare abroad, to provide care for the desperately sick and poor who can't afford to travel abroad and so are left to wither away in low-grade hospitals that are currently serving those who are truly suffering in Nigeria, and to train and employ those brilliant, bright, young doctors and nurses who are leaving the country in droves because there's no facility at which they can feel confident and feel safe and practice their skills. And so that's what we're trying to do with this work. We are partnering and working with some top medical schools and hospitals here in the United States to ensure that our hospital will be a true center of excellence. So that is our arena. Now, what does it mean to enter into it? What exactly are we fighting? As I've said before, we're fighting disease and a healthcare system utterly incapable of confronting that disease. We're also confronting hopelessness that causes these young Nigerian doctors and nurses to leave the country, causes wealthy Nigerians to leave the country, and causes mothers to not have those bright dreams that every mother should have for their children. But we're confronting more than just disease, and that's where our friend Theodore Roosevelt comes back in. For he pointed to that critic outside the arena, and we must confront him as well. If you do this work, if you join us, you're going to get laughed at and scoffed and get a lot of criticism and doubt. I've been doing this work long enough that I can hear the voices in my head. Africa is too far and too unfamiliar. Its people are too sick and too poor and too stupid. Its government's too inept and too corrupt. We have problems enough here with tuition and bills and sky-high gas prices, while all around us our economy is staggering about on legs made of glass. Look to your own house. Endure. At the very end, our hands will be raised in victory, and at that moment, we will finally understand that victory does not belong to us alone. It belongs to those babies who are alive only because you leapt into this arena. It will belong to those mothers whose dreams for their kids are bright once again only because you leapt into this arena. It will belong to those grandmothers dancing with their grandbabies only because you leapt in the arena. My friends, that is the true power of everyone. We need you. Leap in. There's room enough to the left and to the right. Your place is no longer with those cold and timid souls. Your place has never been and will never be with those cold and timid souls, frozen in fear outside of the arena's edge. The opening bell has sounded. Enter the arena, set your feet, straighten your back, and keep your head and your hands held high against disease, held high against doubt, held high against that small voice inside you begging you to give up and get out, ignore it, crush down your fears and your doubts. When you falter, lean on me, just as I've leaned on so many in so many places when my courage has diminished. This fight is too important to have no one outside the arena, but all who truly believe in this cause must leap in and stay in until victory is achieved. The credit belongs to the one who is actually in the arena. The joy belongs to the one who is actually in the arena. And true life belongs to the one who is actually in the arena. So get in and let's go. Thank you.